lot of people are going through the issues that they're having right now with this crisis that we're facing. And I want to talk to everyone about it. I want you to understand that this crisis that we're talking about in California is something very serious. And for the people who own the vehicles through Turo, as far as doing a ring process, we're going to talk about what steps do you need to take to make sure that your car is covered during this crisis. Stay tuned. If you're new to this channel, this is Car Share Genius. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. That way you can get any updates that we have, the latest postings. We post twice a week to be exact, and we give out good information to help you succeed. And for right now, I just released my book onto Amazon. So if you are serious about getting started out with Turo, there's two ways to do it. You can go to my direct website, or you can go to Turo. There's gonna be a link down below, or two links to be down below for that as well too. And finally, we have a course, it's an interactive course called Car Share Genius Master Course. Check that out down below, more interactive than the book. This will really be a one-on-one thing, and you get more benefits with me. So check all those links out below. So as we start, I noticed that a lot of folks are worried about the loss of property, and they should. This is like the major issue that's going on in the United States right now. You got one side of the nation that's snowed in, then you got another side of the nation that's burning down. And a lot of people lost their homes, they lost their property. But the thing that people worry about now also too is some of these guests that have rented their cars out in the California area, is it gonna be covered with the Turo policy? And if what happens if a customer can't get to their vehicle, like returning that vehicle back to that guest, what happens? So let me tell you what happened. Now this is just based off what I know from the Carolinas when we had a hurricane not too long ago. My best bet, which I would tell you if you go back and look at the video that I posted about the hurricane, is do this. Don't have that guest bring that vehicle back to your location if your location is not safe. If you're living in the California area and you've been affected by this fire, your best bet is to find out where they at right now. Either you're using Bouncy or you're using some type of GPS, or you're just calling, hey, are you okay? Make sure you give them that confidence. I would recommend, if you can do this, let that guest have that car. If you are tied down like me, I have multiple vehicles. So I have an evacuation plan that any host should have. Evacuation plan is basically this: if you have to evacuate to go to higher ground, for us for the Carolinas with the hurricane, you would have to have a team to stage your cars in a safe location. If you don't have that ability, and this person currently is renting your car, they rent your cars, your best bet is allow them to take the car somewhere else. Even though you may not want to do that, you have no other way to get those cars safely if you're just a one-man operation. Now, if you have multiple people, they can do the buddy system, meaning that you have two people riding along, one person go picks up the car, they trail them, and then they do it again, but that takes time. In a situation like this, is hundreds of thousands of people have been evacuated and are impacted. Your recommendation should be that you let them know where the safe areas are at. If you're using Bouncy, I tell my guests this: with the snowstorm in the Carolinas, I tell them the current weather report, the current news report, everything that they need to have. I tell them that it's pushed down into the Messenger app, because you got to think about it. These people are frightened. These people don't know what to do. They're nervous. I saw people just jump out their car and run in the middle of fire. Now, you know that's crazy right there. So they're not thinking in the right mind. Your best bet is not to yell, not to argue, but to just let them know, hey, I'm sending you information that can help you out. Let me know if you need anything else. Let me know. Because another thing too is that these people could have lost their homes, so they're trying to figure out, where do I stay at? They may use your car as a shelter. And if that's the case, it's gonna be a temporary shelter. You may not like that. You may say, I got another rental, but if you're in the California area, you're probably not gonna be renting for quite some time. So your best bet is to let them have that car either at a discounted price, because they might say, I'm not running high with that money. I wouldn't say charge them a full price that you would, because right now, these people may leave your car And you don't want to do that. Number say, hey, I'm not renting your car no more. It's left out here in the middle of this fire. Your best thing is to say, hey, I either gonna discount it, or if you can afford it, let them drive that car for free for at least 2 days. 2 days, they should be able to figure out where they could be at, and then you can arrange for a pickup for that vehicle. Now, a lot of folks don't want to hear that, but you got to think about this is about humanity. I know some, I want my money, but at the end of the day, you're talking about lives here. It'd be the worst case that something happens to this person where they had a car and they come to find out that, hey, he wasn't willing to work with them and they did something terrible with the car and you. And you don't want that to happen. You really want to make sure that you provide safe haven for your guests by providing information to them to let them know, hey, don't worry, everything's gonna be okay. I'm gonna let you keep the car for however long, discounted rate because of the situation. And they'll let you know. I've seen a guy who actually did that. Guy actually on TikTok talked about allowing his car to be rented out for free for the next couple of days because he could afford it. Now, if you can't afford this thing, then you need to let them know what your game plan is, where they can drop off the car. But 9 times out of 10, they might have just rented that car because their vehicle was down, they were traveling, etc., etc. And they don't have no way to get around because of the situation. No rental car company's gonna be around. Now, you can come in there as a hero, or you can go out there as a zero. But I've been in situations where people had issues, and I'm telling you, when you do this, this goes way beyond right here. So as a host, I think you should take those things, those recommendations in mind. Now, what's the aftermath of this? I can't quite tell you because we've seen the situation with some of the insurance companies, not car insurance companies, but housing insurance companies cancel plans on people. So that's leaving people lost. They have no place to go. A lot of people had everything in their house and it's gone. And with this car situation, a lot of people lost their vehicles too. So I'm not trying to turn this into a good thing. So, you can get your cars rented out, this and that. That's a lot to be discussed because this has never happened before. I think more than likely people are gonna have to figure out what's next because most people work in those areas. So it's not like, hey, I lost my car, but my job is there. They lost their job, they lost their car, they lost everything. So what will happen? I mean, more than likely, it's gonna be some legal stuff taking place, of course. It's gonna be a national disaster, that's what they're gonna call that. And then the state of California is gonna go into a state of emergency if they're not have already. A lot of people are gonna be displaced. I think in that matter of fact, if anyone remember Hurricane Katrina back in 2025, literally 20 years ago, a lot of people got displaced and never came back. And California's already high in price, so now you losing a home, you trying to start all over, you may be like, hey, this is not it anymore. I just want to start fresh, go to another place, and some people may do that. It is to be continued. We will follow up on those details and more over time. So I hope, guys, this is just a short talk about what's next to do if you're a Turo host with your vehicle being rented out in California in that wildfire. My recommendations, if you have anything, they may ask you, what would you recommend for people who are out there in California right now and don't have a way to get home and are using someone else's vehicle on the Turo platform to get around or to get their safety? Would you offer them a discount? Would you do it for free? What would be your recommendation? I would love to know down in the details below. Again, guys, make sure that you check out the course, the book. Book is at 2 locations, Amazon and now on my website as well too. And also the course. Links are gonna be down below. If you feel like I provided you value, would you help me out and give me some likes? This lets YouTube know that we are pushing out the right content and people are liking it. And if you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe. Again, guys, I thank you. My name is Mr. Luke Evan Brooks. I hope that the folks in California get taken care of. I hope this thing gets resolved quickly. Take care. See you next time.